Hi and good afternoon. My name is Michael Jaluli, and as part of my anatomy class, I aim to dissect a sheep and present the different features of the heart. I will start by showing the different features of the heart and then going over each one of those features respectfully and how each one of those features work within the heart. We'll start here with the apex of the heart. This is the apex right here. Apex being down here of the heart. Moving on, we have the right ventricle. Looking at the right side of the heart on this side, we know that this is the right side because the epicardium on the heart on the right side is usually smaller than would be the left side over here. So again, looking at the right side of the heart, we have the right ventricle right over here. Inferior to the right ventricle is the papillary muscle being right here. That's the papillary muscle. I did mention earlier that we have here the epicardium right here. We also, moving forward, we have the carotid tendae. Carotid tendae is right in here, just inferior to the right atria, right there. We have the pulmonary, actually we'll go over to the intraventricular septum right here, which is separating both the right and left ventricles. So this big piece here. Moving on, we have the pulmonary trunk right here. Inferior to that, we have the tricuspid valve right here. And towards the top, the atrium right here. The right atrium is right here. Inferior to that, we have the coronary sinus right here. You can see that coronary sinus. And the left auricle. The left auricle is right here. Moving on, we have the superior vena cava. Right here. And if we come back down here to the apex of the heart, we can see now we have the left ventricle here, being the left ventricle. Bicuspid right here. Bicuspid located right here. And the ascending aorta. We have both our aorta right here, the main aorta, and then the ascending aorta. Ascending aorta and the aorta up here. The aortic semilunar valve is located here. Semilunar valve is located right there. And then over here we have our left atria. The left atria right here. Right atria over here. Left atria over here. Right ventricle down here. Right ventricle over here. And left ventricle over here. Up here we have our pulmonary semilunar valve. Pulmonary semilunar valve right here. Inferior to the aortic. And our inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. And our mitochondria. And the mitochondria is said to be pretty much most of the heart. You can see it all within the lining of the heart. If I were to close this up and look at the heart, you would see that we have this, which is considered the base of the heart, and then this being our right auricle. Somewhat of like an ear-like leaf, right auricle right here. Speaking of which, we have the right atrium, which receives deoxygenated blood from the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and the coronary sinus. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the left and right pulmonary veins. The right and left auricles, they're used and look as if they were attached to the heart, or they are attached to the heart on the right atrium. It's a small cone-shaped pouch which comes out from the upper and front part of the atrium and overlaps the root of the aorta. The auricles are very muscular and are lined with small muscles on each side of the surface. It collects deoxygenated blood from the bloodstreams and moves it into the right ventricle. The pulmonary trunk, which was somewhat difficult to see on the heart, but it's located deep within the right atrium, and it has the same structure, if you will, as the aortic semilunar valve. Where's the blood going to? The pulmonary trunk is a major vessel of the human heart, which originates at the right ventricle. It branches into the right and left pulmonary arteries, which lead to the lungs. It is oxygen. Is it or isn't deoxygenated blood? The blood is not oxygenated, as it will travel through the right ventricle to the lungs, where it will be purified and oxygenated again. The aorta. The aorta is a tube about a foot long and just over an inch in diameter. The aorta is divided into 4 sections. The ascending aorta rises up from the heart and is about 2 inches long. The coronary arteries branch off from the ascending aorta to supply the heart with blood. The aortic arch curves over the heart, giving rise to branches that bring blood to the head, neck, and arms. The descending thoracic aorta travels down through the chest. It's a small branch supply that it's a small branch of supply that supplies different regions of the body, such as the rib, the chest structures. The abdominal aorta begins at the diaphragm, splitting to become the paired iliac arteries in the lower abdomen. Most of the major organs receive blood from branches of the abdominal aorta. Is it oxygenated? The blood from the aorta is oxygenated as it distributes blood to various parts of the body. The coronary sinus, which is located towards the back of the atrium, it almost looks like 2 small holes that are located there, and that's how I was able to locate that coronary sinus. Where's the blood in these 3 vessels going? The coronary sinus is a collection of veins just joint together to form a large vessel that collects blood from the heart muscle, the myocardium. It delivers deoxygenated blood to the right atrium, as do the superior and inferior vena cava. The coronary sinus takes blood and drains it into the right atrium. Are these veins or arteries? These are veins. They are veins because they are going back into the heart. The blood is the blood carrying deoxygenated or oxygenated blood. It carries deoxygenated blood as it is coming from the body and back into the heart, and from the heart to the lungs to be, again, oxygenated. Why is the myocardium on the left side thicker than the right side? Well, the myocardium on the left side of the ventricle is 3 times thicker because it's forced to generate a force, if you will, sufficient enough to push blood through the systemic circulation and return it to the heart. And this concludes my video. Thank you.